All right, we are live. Welcome everyone to the first hit or miss of 2023. As always, I'm your host Night Strike, and tonight with me we've got everyone's favorite Travis P11. What's going on, Travis?
Not much, man. I'm having a good night. I'm having a great week. It's only Tuesday, but things are going really good, man.
All right.
Just got done playing with the dog for a little while. He got a couple new toys in the mail today, so he was pretty pumped up. And maybe he'll calm down, run out of energy, and take a nap. A corgi's like a small child. They just like go nuts for hours, and then they just crash. They just fall over for like 4 or 5 hours at a time. So, but yeah, he's wearing me out tonight, man. He's got a lot of energy. Part of it is it's like 50 degrees outside, which is unseasonably warm for Nebraska in January typically, and we've actually got some rain coming in. So yeah, he's a little bit pumped up. I think he thinks the summer's here, and it's not. So, but otherwise, I'm doing good, man. How about you? You good?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Right
for
on.
those out there on the YouTube side in the chat, the live chat, I got a poll out there for y'all. We're we're getting into trying to get out of the whole holiday things. So I want to know: did everyone have a Merry Christmas or Happy New Year? Yes or no? If you only had a Merry Christmas, click yes. If you had a Happy New Year, click yes. If you didn't, you don't have to have both. Just was your New Year good or was your Christmas good? Yes or no? Just let us know. We want to hear from you. So for those of you out there, and after that, we'll have another poll. We'll have another poll later. I'm trying to get more interaction out of. I'm trying to get more interaction with the viewers, and I want you guys to participate more. So if you're out there listening and you haven't said anything, go ahead, say hi. Let us know you're out there so that we can say hi and let you know we're here. We're here to have a conversation with. All right. So Travis, what were you saying?
No, how was your Christmas, man? You haven't shared with us yet. How'd your holidays go? Was it good times?
I had a decent Christmas. I was very happy with what I got for Christmas, and I was very happy with the New Year. I didn't necessarily, was everything how I wanted it? No, but it never is. But it was it was all right. I just, it's just hard, not having, some family there anymore because, they're no longer with us, and it feels weird.
Well, dude, you just got to make the most of the time that you have with them. That's the most important thing, man. That's all I can say. Yeah,
I know. I know. It's just, last year was the first Christmas without, well, it was the second Christmas without him, and it's just like, yeah, it's pretty hard. Yeah. Anyways, so who we got out there? We got Bjorn out there. We got Flying Rich out there. We got DJ Play Nice out there. We got Eric G out there. What's going on, buddy? We got New York Outcast over there. Ron 2A Matters is out there. So again, if you guys are out there, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Mike McClune is out there. He's letting us know he's there. All right. How's it going, Mike? Keith Vickner is out there saying hi. Hey, Keith, how you doing, buddy? So, if you're out there, say hi. You want to talk about something? Go ahead. Let us know, and we'll get through this. I got a ton of topics to talk about tonight, so we're gonna harp on some of the stuff that's been in the news lately. So we're gonna get right into it, Travis. We're not gonna try and
can I have 30 seconds to make a quick announcement? 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
So we're gonna do Thunder on the Prairie 2023 in June. I've got a video on my channel. You guys can go watch. We have a logo designing contest, and whatever logo we take is first place. We're gonna choose that. That's gonna be the logo we're gonna make stickers and patches of to pass out to people that attend that event, and then we'll probably sell them on the side. And then we'll probably pick like a second and third and have stickers made of those also. So we're gonna get some prizes, man. I'm feeling generous. We're gonna give something away for the winning submissions. So watch a video on my channel, Travis P11, after Hit or Miss, of course, Tuesday nights at 9:00. And then enter the contest, man. If you can draw some circles and squares with crayons, you can enter the contest. So there you go.
Yeah. So, and to give everyone a fair shake, I am not entering this time.
Oh, good.
Because a lot of people thought that it was when you did that last giveaway that I totally had it rigged, and I didn't.
Nope. We even had Defense Tech come over and do the drawing so that people couldn't say it was just me because you and I are buddies, and that's not what it was. So
right. But you got to admit, my entry was pretty damn good.
Oh yeah. Wasn't it for the T-shirt? It was T-shirt options, right?
Yeah, it was for a T-shirt, and I did the whole one of Travis's first reviews.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hey, I'm still looking for somebody to make t-shirts for me. I can get it done locally, but they're pretty
Huh.
expensive. So if anybody out there has some screen printing options, just let me know. We can start off with some simple designs, and I want to get some shirts going, man. I've got all these designs in my mailbox, and locally it's a little pricey to get them made up and sold. So if I can work with you, we can work out a deal and get you a little bit of sales revenue and get mine out there.
I've got to work on t-shirts. I've also got to work on some other stuff like so we're gonna get through everything tonight. It's just we got to get through some of this. Travis,
it's 2023 edition, baby. It's limited edition. You got to be here for it right now.
I've got some stickers I'm gonna make up. Let's see.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the right sticker. Here it is.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna get a sticker made up of this. I just haven't done it yet, but
okay.
I'm trying to get through everything. So hold on. It's just
you got to make sure you do a vintage run of the original logo, the Night Strike. Your current one. There you go. I'm trying to strike.
I'm gonna start a channel. I'm gonna start a new channel, guys, where I'm gonna showcase my Chinese guns. And this is one of the stickers I'm gonna do. Made in China Strike. So there's that. I got some t-shirt ideas I want to work on too. Yesterday I was doing a live stream with Shooting Gallery New England. You know him, Travis?
Yeah, right? I watch. I'm subscribed to him. Yeah, he's got a good channel.
Yeah, he didn't ask me to come on, but I asked him if I could jump in, and he's like, "Yeah, sure." And because I know Joe. Joe's a good guy, and Ron Wayne was out there.
It's like Ron White. Whoa, the comedian.
Ron Wayne, and he said, "Night Strike, wear the shirt." So I go and swap out shirts, from my normal PSA AK shirt to the other shirt, which says it's Kurt's fault. And there's a joke there, okay? Kurt24 on YouTube basically told Ron Wayne's wife on YouTube that she needs to keep Ron's dagger.
Okay.
His PSA dagger. So
she gets it and he doesn't, right?
And it ended up being Kurt's fault. And the joke goes further because then I went and I was talking to Ron, after Christmas, and I'm like, Ron, I can just sell you my PSA dagger if you want. It's got the RMR, it's got the thread protector on it for silencer or suppressor if you want. It's got a Wolf trigger spring, and not Wolf, but a Wilson Combat trigger spring and connector bar for 3.5 pound trigger pull. Do you want it? And he's like, yes, I want it. So I sold him my PSA dagger, and
I didn't realize you sold it. Okay, that's good. Okay.
Well, that I'm letting you guys know because things have happened. So I sent it to him. He got it, and he did a video of it, and it was totally Kurt's fault. It was Kurt's fault.
We blame Kurt, man.
Yeah. Anyways, so here's what we're getting into now. For those that haven't heard, Representative Jim Jordan in the in Congress, the House of Representatives has now become the chair of a committee to oversee and hold accountable the weaponization of the government against the people. You've heard of this, right?
That's a word that's really come into vogue in the last year. You started hearing about it with the FBI and
it's not like it's not true because we've been here. How many times have we heard about the ATF going to people's house looking for stuff that isn't necessarily legal, but they just decide to arbitrarily make it illegal or say, "Oh, we want to look at it," or "We want to confiscate it." You notice that's been happening a lot more with people, with normal everyday people, than it is with like criminals.
Okay, but here's the thing: are they going to go after the weaponization and cite examples against common citizens, or are they going to focus on Trump and anybody big in Congress that's had the ATF or DOJ show up at their door? I mean, I'm kind of curious. How little of a man are they going to go?
Right now, they're looking into the ATF because the ATF 2 years ago has been asked for information regarding some of their redefinitions and redeterminations on things and rulings that they aren't really allowed to make. And well, we're going to get into this. There's more to this, in the next story. So let me finish this. And apparently, they've ignored Jim Jordan and the House of Representatives and have not been held accountable. But now he sent another letter saying, if you don't give us this information, if you don't come and testify and tell us why you're doing what you're doing, then we're going to hold you 100% accountable to the law. And that may be the breaking point we need to clear out some of the bad seeds in the ATF.
And they'll just say that they were acting under what they thought was, prudent judgments and stuff, and that they were doing, what they thought were credible threats, and, or they'll pass the buck onto somebody else, or they just simply won't answer the question. They'll sit there and garble for a half hour till they let them go.
Yuri is out there saying foreign imported guns are still illegal. Russian, Chinese guns. Actually, Chinese guns aren't illegal to import if they're just shotguns. Shotguns are still legal to import from China all day long. It's just anything other than shotguns, persona non grata. Okay. Russian guns, I think all Russian guns are banned at this point because of the whole Ukraine thing. So, there's that. But Chinese guns aren't. The only thing you can get for China right now, as far as importation, is shotguns. Just FYI, in case you didn't know. So, because you were half right there. Anyways, where were we? So, yeah, with the ATF, yeah. Actually, the ATF, since we're talking about this in the ATF, did you know the ATF got slapped the other day? You still there?
Did they? I did not. Who came after him?
The ATF got slapped by the Fifth Circuit Court.
Oh.
Because did you heard about this? Everybody's been going on about it for the last couple of days, and good reason. They have good reason to, and I agree. But the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals strikes down the bump stock ban. You heard about this, right?
Yeah, so does that mean we can just go buy them again now, or what?
No,
I mean, what's the process?
What this means is one circuit court said, yes, it's legal, and one circuit court says, no, it's not illegal, and we support stuff like this. So that means there's a circuit court split. And when this happens, the Supreme Court has to weigh in on this. Otherwise, the second ruling becomes de facto law, I guess.
Law, yeah.
Because the Supreme Court still refuses to hear a circuit court split, and I guess the latest court hearing is the one they go with. All right. So, for those that didn't know, the 13-3 ruling at the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals is the latest on the issue, which is likely to be decided at the Supreme Court. The decision doesn't have an immediate effect on the ban, though, because the case now moves back to the lower court to decide how to proceed. This case was somewhat unique because the issue involves not the Second Amendment, but the interpretation of federal statutes. Opponents of the ban argued that bump stocks do not fall in the definition of illegal machine guns in federal law. It's true, they don't. The U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, even though they only focus on taking firearms away from the illegal citizen instead of going after illegal sellers of tobacco, alcohol, and explosives, says they do, a position now being defended by the Biden administration. Oh, great. A plain reading of the statutory language paired with close consideration of the mechanics of a semi-automatic firearm reveals that a bump stock is excluded from the technical definition of machine gun set forth in the Gun Control Act and National Firearms Act, Judge Jennifer Walker Elrod wrote in the lead majority opinion. The court found that the definition of a machine gun, which is set out in two different federal statutes, does not apply to bump stocks. It doesn't, because a bump stock is an accessory, not an actual firearm. It has no serial number. It doesn't have a barrel. It doesn't have a trigger either. The ban had survived challenges at the Cincinnati-based 6th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, the Denver-based 10th Circuit, and the Federal Circuit Court in Washington. A panel of 3 judges at the Fifth Circuit also issued a ruling in favor of the ban, upholding a lower court decision by a Texas federal judge. But the full New Orleans-based court voted to reconsider the case. Arguments were heard on September 13th. The full appeals court Friday sided with the opponents of the ATF rule. They had argued that the trigger itself functions multiple times when a bump stock is used. So therefore, bump stock weapons do not qualify as machine guns under federal law. They point to language in the law that defines a machine gun as one that fires multiple times with a single function of the trigger. Yes, we got some things. We got comments out there. Raw Feeding 101 has showed up. Haven't seen him in forever. What's up, dude? I saw you went live the other day. That was pretty cool. Raw Feeding 101 says he hold on. We got a super chat from Raw Feeding 101 saying, "What's up, Night Strike? What's up, Travis? What's up, Raw Feeding 101? We haven't seen you in forever, man. How you doing?"
Yeah, man. What's going on, brother?
Ghost Shadow says that Night Strike got a brand new Taurus PT92. Can't use Hornady critical defense ammo in it. Bullet hits rifling before gun is fully in battery. Real pain in the rear to remove unfired round. That sounds like you might need to replace the barrel on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Go check my channel because I did a lot of PT92 tests. I might have tried critical defense in mine. I kept mine loaded with it. 2 things about that real quick. The critical defense bullets tend to be a little bit shorter overall, which I think maybe is supposed to help ensure like more reliable feeding, which it might not be in your case. And 2, they have a little rubber tip on them that sometimes rams the feeding ramp before it gets loaded. And that little rubber tip will catch and prevents the round from chambering. So, wow, that's crazy, man. Are you releasing the slide from like the slide release, or are you using the top charge?
No idea.
So, yeah, I had one for years and never had problems with it.
Ghost Shadow will let us know as things progress, but let us know, Ghost Shadow, what's going on with it, okay? A little more detail if you can. Wesley Foster is out there asking, Night Strike, do you host 2A podcasts? This is the podcast. This is Hit or Miss, Tuesday nights, 9:00 Eastern.
When you have come to the right place, man. I mean, if our avatars don't give it away, then I don't know what to say.
This is technically, we do a live podcast, and we do it live on YouTube. Sometimes I turn the camera on. Sometimes, most of the time, I don't. Sometimes Travis turns the camera on and shows off the corgi. Sometimes he doesn't. So it's just how it goes.
If you really want to see me that bad, just go watch my channel. But
it depends. It depends on the day. And there's the man of the hour. Ron Wayne is out there. Says just stop by to say it's Kurt's fault. 9th thumb up. Thank you, Ron. Thank you. And Mrs. Wayne is out there. The dagger taker. She's out there saying hi too. Ghost Shadow says, Night Strike, look at your Discord gun photos. All right. We'll go look at we'll do this real quick. We'll look at it real quick. So hold on. And we got to get back to this. We're getting real popular tonight, Travis. How about that?
People must be really bored if they're watching us tonight. Not that I'm saying your show sucks, but I'm just saying if they're not watching some of the competition, then we must be doing something good. We're hitting it, bro. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, we're hitting it. Yeah.
We are hitting it. Yep.
Definitely. All right.
That sounded bad.
I know. It totally sounded better. Did you see that? No, that's not showing up, is it? There. How about that? Does that show up?
Yep, there's your critical defense round.
I'm checking to make that. Nope. No.
You
not
got
that.
A picture there.
Not that. There we go.
Here's where the bullet. Okay, so I don't know if you're supposed to have that gap in those rounds right there. Let me go grab one of mine and check and see if that ribbing is actually on my bullet too. I don't think that's right. It looks like it's almost.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, Ghost Shadow, get some different ammo and try it.
Yeah.
There's
got to be something wrong with that barrel.
Get something other than Hornady critical defense. Try something else, and if it does it with that other ammo, then I think you may need your new barrel. Your barrel might be out of spec. And that's the only thing I can think of. Or am I wrong, Travis? Travis? Did I lose you? El Travador. Okay. I lost him. All right. I'm back. There we go. All right. So, Ghost Shadow saying at Night Strike, the Taurus has a short, tight throat. The bullet is actually getting jammed into the rifling. Okay. You couldn't see the picture. All right. Let's see. Let me see if I can get a.
Hey, real quick, the bullets do look okay. I just looked at my critical defense. They do have that little bit of ribbing, but there's got to be something about the diameter of the barrel, because if you can't just drop the round into the barrel when the barrel's out of the gun, then there's definitely something wrong with
there.
There's got to be something wrong with that barrel, dude.
I'm waiting for this.
So is it hanging up and not chambering? Is that what he said, or what?
He's saying that the Taurus has a short, tight throat. The bullet is actually getting jammed into the rifling.
Okay. It could just be the angle of
he says at Night Strike, bullet. That is the only ammo, the Hornady XTP are the only bullets doing this. Well, I'm going to tell you. Okay, so if it's XP, you said it was critical defense early. If it's XTP,
is that the XTP tip?
If it's the XTP, try something else.
Yeah, maybe try some 6 Hour V Crown. That's a really good, solid, fairly inexpensive hollow point. I mean, it's not as bad as price-wise as some of the more pricier stuff out there, and that's still a solid hollow point. You can also just get 6 Hour, just regular hollow points, non-V Crown, with a brass case for like, God, what do I pay? Like maybe $20 for 50 rounds. It's a little more expensive, but it's a much higher quality round. Yeah. So try that. And then if you want to load a nice hollow point in there, maybe get yourself some HSTs, some Federal HSTs.
And if that doesn't work, as I said, maybe try.
Then it's got to go back to the dealer. Maybe it's got to go back to Taurus. Yeah.
Either send it back to Taurus or try your luck with swapping the barrel out. That's the best thing I can tell you, because it may just beats the barrel. Maybe the barrel's out of spec. Try some other ammo first. If that doesn't work, there we go. All right. So we're getting back to what we were talking about earlier before, we got sidetracked because of all the awesome people out there on the YouTube side. It happens. They sidetrack as well. Anyways, where were we? Okay. Most of the majority has also agreed that if the law is ambiguous, it's up to Congress to address the issue under a court doctrine known as lenity. In a dissent, Judge Stephen Higginson disagreed that bump stocks don't fall under the definition of machine guns, and he wrote that the majority's interpretation of the lenity principle is too broad. Under the majority's rule, the defendant wins by default whenever the government fails to prove that a statute unambiguously criminalizes defendant's conduct, Higginson wrote. Richard Samp, who argued against the rule on behalf of a Texas gun owner, said he was pleased with Friday's ruling and had expected it after the September arguments. The Justice Department did not immediately respond to messages seeking comment on Friday evening. Judges ruling against the ban were Elrod, Priscilla Richmond, Edith Jones, Jerry Smith, Carl Stewart, Leslie Southwick, Katarina Haynes, Don Willett, James Ho, Kyle Duncan, Kurt Engelhart, Corey Wilson, and Andrew Oldham. All but Stewart are Republican appointees to the appeals court. Higginson's dissent was joined by judges James Dennis and James Grave. The case was argued before Judge Dana Douglas, a recent appointee of Democratic President Joe Biden, joined the Fifth Circuit Court. Okay, so there's this. Okay, but this is we're going into something else right away. Okay, real quick, Ghost Shadow says at Night Strike, the XTP and critical defense are the same bullet. The critical defense just has the rubber tip. A couple other guns have same issue with that ammo. It may be that ammo is out of spec, so I would try anything other than Hornady ammo. As Travis said, maybe try some SIG V Crown, or
I'm honestly going to say it's the barrel, because I don't see how a bullet that out of spec could have even been pressed properly and it made it through inspection.
He says he has problems with a couple other guns. That means he's tried it in some of his other guns.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
It
Well,
may be, but that ammo, that run of ammo is out of spec, and that's why I'm saying that.
are these hand loads, or are these factory fresh ammo?
No, these factory fresh. He says at Night
Okay, so
Strike,
it's got the nickel case.
XTP and critical has a diameter of 0.355 at 0.075 forward of the mouth of the case. Other ammo has a diameter of 352 or less at the same distance and does not hit the rifling. As I said, it may be the ammo, and there's nothing you can do other than swap ammo, or if it's not the ammo, swap the barrel. And it sounds like it's the ammo, so you know what I'm going to tell you. Don't use it. Use something else. There's tons of other options out there. Hornady is not the only ammunition manufacturer in the country. I'm just saying that. All right. John Brown Productions is saying hi out there. What's going on, John? All right. So, as we were saying with the bump stocks, there's more to this now, okay? In its bump stock ruling, the Fifth Circuit declared separations of power is still a thing. Who knew? Who knew, Travis? An appeals court ruling that struck down the Trump-era rule banning bump stocks could have a much wider-reaching impact than just the plastic accessory. U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit Court overwhelmingly ruled that the Bureau of Alcohol, the ATF, overstepped its authority when it published a final rule that reclassified bump stocks as machine guns. The Trump-era ban was in reaction to the heinous crimes by a depraved individual in Las Vegas in 2017. We all know that. We remember that. And I'll be honest, the video I saw of that, it sounded more like he had illegally converted his firearms instead of using bump stocks. I'm sorry. A bump stock may have been in the room, but I'm telling you right now, those shots did not come from a bump stock gun. Anyways, he used bump stocks in the commission of his crimes. I don't think he used them, honestly. A plain reading of the statutory language, paired with close consideration of the mechanics of a semi-automatic firearm, reveals that a bump stock is excluded from the technical definition of a machine gun set forth in the GCA and NFA. The majority opinion states. That, however, is not the most important part of the decision. Teeth of the ruling has more to do with the process, something Americans learned in their 5th grade civics lessons. Separation of powers. Simply put, the federal government operates on a principle of separation of powers. Congress, the legislative branch, writes the laws. The White House, seat of the executive branch, enforces the laws, and the judicial branch, via the courts, decides that the laws are constitutional. Everyone knows this. No, Ron, I'm not. I don't have the money for that. I wish I did.
What do you say? The money for what?
Ron says that Night Strike is so generous giving away a 1911. He must really appreciate his viewers. No, I'm not giving a 1911 away.
I did.
This mic isn't giving away a 1911. I sold that 1911. We already talked about that.
Yes.
I even asked you before I did it if it was okay.
Like several times, and I'm like, dude, it's your gun. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings. You do with it whatever you want.
I hope Stan wasn't mad.
I don't know. I don't know if he ever knew or not, or I never said anything. I mean, I don't know if you ever watched the podcast when you announced that you sold it. So yeah.
So okay. Where's the separate powers? Okay. The government's regulation violates these principles. As an initial matter, it purports to allow ATF rather than Congress to set forth the scope of criminal prohibitions. Indeed, the government would outlaw bump stocks by administrative fiat, even though the very same agency routinely interpreted the ban on machine guns as not applying to the type of bump stocks at issue here, the opinion states. Nor can we say that the statutory definition unambiguously supports the government's interpretation. As noted above, we conclude that it unambiguously does not. But even if we are wrong, the statute is at least ambiguous in this regard. And if the statute is ambiguous, Congress must cure that ambiguity, not the federal courts. Put simply, Congress established the definition of machine guns in the NFA from 1934 and the GCA of 1968. Only Congress has the authority to modify that definition. Congress alone, the direct representatives of we the people, has the authority to draft laws and decide what is and isn't legal. The executive branch, in this case the ATF, as an agent of the executive branch, is charged with executing the law. The courts are charged with arbitrating what is law under the Constitution and ensuring that there is a separation of powers. The Fifth Circuit found that in this case, the executive branch got it wrong. The ATF cannot redefine machine guns on its own. That authority rests with Congress, not the ATF. Okay? The ATF can only enforce what Congress agrees upon as legislation, and the President of the United States signs into law. An agency within the executive branch doesn't have the constitutional authority to draft rules that act with the force of law on their own.
Okay, so was this ever actually signed into law by Trump?
That's executive fiat, and it's unconstitutional.
So then the law was never valid in the first place, so we should be able to just start buying them again if we want to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But only until after it goes through the Supreme Court for them to make the final determination.
Yeah, but the whole process didn't even follow what our Constitution says is supposed to happen.
But don't break out your bump stocks just yet, okay? Just
what are you talking about? I don't have one.
I don't have one either, but
no, not at all.
But I have a 3D printer, so maybe one day when it becomes legal, I can have one.
Yes. Legalize it, bro. Legalize it.
When they're legal again, maybe I can have one then.
Make bump stocks legal again. MBLA.
Yep. All right. So the effect. From here it gets complicated. The ATF agreed for more than a decade that bump stocks were not machine guns, but a legal accessory. That changed, albeit with intense public pressure and threats of legislation from Congress. The Fifth Circuit case was the most recent challenge, but it wasn't the only challenge with the legality of the bump stock rule. Okay. Previous challenges upheld the ATS bump stock ban, including decisions by the U.S. Courts of Appeal for the Sixth Circuit Court, the 10th Circuit, and the District of Columbia Circuit. The split among the circuit courts on this question may lead to the U.S. Supreme Court stepping in to decide the issue. The Fifth Circuit's decision, however, may have much more far-reaching implications to what is known as the administrative state, where government agencies, not Congress, create laws through regulation and rulemaking. You see? Okay, you following so far? The ruling could be a harbinger for two more rules finalized by the ATF. The ATF published the frame and receiver final rule that defined privately made firearms that are sold in a complete kit or those that aren't readily convertible, think 80% lowers, as firearms and regulates them as such. That was a departure from previous definitions, just like the decision by the ATF to depart from previous definitions and regulate an accessory like the bump stock as a machine gun. In essence, the ATF expanded the definition of what a firearm was, which the Fifth Circuit said is beyond its authority. They can't expand definitions. They can only make a determination on whether the definition whether the part fits the definition or not. If it doesn't, then they have to ask Congress to do something. They don't go and make a decision on their own. And that's the problem. They're making rules and redefinitions on their own when they don't have the authority to. They're not elected by the people. That's what we're getting at here, okay? The ATF is also expected to publish a final rule based on stabilizing brace proposed rule that could be forthcoming any day. The proposed rule included a 4-part test to determine whether a firearm equipped with a pistol brace is defined as a pistol or short-barreled rifle. And by the way, with that test, there's no way to have a pistol brace on your firearm without failing that test. Just FYI.
Yeah, you mean the checklist or whatever, or what? Yeah, you really can't. Well, I think if you don't have any, if you don't have any sights and you have a round buffer tube that cannot have any kind of device attached to it, just the foam, then I think it would pass, but I think as soon as you add anything more than say iron sights to it, then it's failed. So optics.
Well, that's weird.
Laser,
that's weird. Most
yeah.
pistols have iron sights.
I know. That's the funny part is they ding you for sights. I'm like, but shouldn't the pistol have sights so you can actually shoot it? I mean, you would almost think that. I mean, doesn't the government require like certain sights on guns that get imported from foreign countries? Remember, you used to have sporting requirements for them and stuff.
Right. So, and that's just it. Short barrel rifles are regulated under the 1944 NFA, like machine guns, and individuals possessing one must pass additional and redundant background checks, submit photos, fingerprints, notify their chief law enforcement officer, and pay a $200 tax stamp to obtain a stamp from the ATF. Individuals owning them must also notify the ATF anytime the short barrel rifle is moved from their residence, including submission of travel plans and when the SBR will be returned to residence, which it's listed. So you want to take it on a trip anywhere with you, like to another range or to visit family and use their range, you need to let the ATF know. Which I'll be honest with you, I really don't want Big Brother knowing where I'm at. You know, I don't like that, but that's how it is. So,
which is ridiculous anyway, because it's your property, you paid for it, they already know that you own it. So what difference does it make if you take it with you? You know.
As with the bump stocks, ATF had long ruled that stabilizing pistol braces when affixed to an AR style pistol did not convert the pistol into a short barreled rifle or shotgun. The parallels to the bump stock rule are self-evident. Has ATF again impermissibly redefined firearm definitions and exceeded its authority? The courts will certainly be asked to decide that very important question, because there's a lawsuit for that too. The Fifth Circuit's ruling is much more than a question over a firearm accessory. It gets to the heart of the matter. Can the ATF, working on behalf of a president, unilaterally rewrite the law on its own? That's the question. The court says it can't, and that is the responsibility and role of Congress, and they're right. How about that, Travis?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's your winning argument right there. And if they turn it over, I'd love to know what they're basing their argument on. Like, how can you possibly argue against that?
All right, so we got a couple more things to cover, but we don't have a lot of time. So I'm just gonna run through and just go run through this next one. It pertains to everyone's favorite Moms Demand Action founder, Shannon Watts. Apparently, it's official. Shannon Watts has gotten enough action. She's officially gotten enough action, and she's retiring from Moms Demand Action. Of course, that's what I gathered from this, because, apparently if you've got enough action, you don't need to, demand anymore, right?
That's how it works, man. Yep.
Apparently they have moved her out of her position as the spokesperson for Moms Demand Action, and she's retiring from the position. So we'll see who the next evil person is next, but now it's not her. So anyways, moving on.
Hey, did they mention who her replacement's going to be at all?
They have not yet. They haven't mentioned who her replacement is, but it can't be anyone good. With our luck, it'll be somebody named Karen.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to end the poll and I'm going to start another one. All right. So here it is. 3, 2, 1, end. All right. The results are in. Did everyone have a Merry Christmas or Happy New Year? 77% said yes. 22% said no. All right.
We should throw one more out there, since you're a big proponent of 5.7 and I'm all about the 10 millimeter. Which caliber is going to be the hotter caliber in 2023? Is it going to be 5.7 or 10 millimeter? Because now all these guns are coming out, these calibers, because they got to market something. See, moms will go ahead and just, we had a little bit of a 10 millimeter resurgence last year, but you got the High Point coming out. You got the FN 510 coming out now. I think 10 millimeter. I think I think it's going to happen this year. I think Glock is going to finally announce a single stack 10 millimeter. It's been rumored for years now. I'm just feeling like this is the time they're going to drop it. And people are just going to totally go nuts.
I'm writing down. So which caliber is going to be hotter in 2023?
Yep,
10 millimeter.
Yep.
5.7 by 28, which is the actual destination.
That's it. Yep. And there's no other options. I mean, you
Hold
can't
on.
say, oh, neither. You know, it's not.
I'm going to add one more option. Or are we going to get a resurgence of the greatest caliber on the planet?
A 30 super carry,
220,
224 Valkyrie,
45 ACP.
2025 ACP. Isn't that like 7?
No,
what is
45.
It? 762
45.
Oh, 40, dude, it's never gone out of style. What are you talking about, man? 45 ACP, it's like even guys that hate 45 ACP own a 1911 and they won't admit it, you know?
Okay, all right. You know what? Are we gonna have a resurgence to 224 Valkyrie?
Oh God. Can you even get guns in that anymore?
No, you can't.
I don't even know if you can even get uppers. You guys better get that ammo. If you got a 224 Valkyrie, poor Rich White, he won mine and I sent it to him and I still have 2 boxes of ammo for it. I haven't sent him because I don't know how to send ammo, so legally.
All right, so I'm gonna do that. I wanted to do 45 ACP, but no, you know what? I decided 224 Valkyrie because
yeah.
So the poll is out there, guys. You know, get your votes in while you
Come
can.
on, Team 10. Let's do this.
Just because you like 10 millimeter doesn't mean it's gonna be the millimeter of choice.
10 millimeter, baby. 10 millimeter. Look at that. High Point's going to be fueling it. All these companies are going to start coming out with all these new 10s.
Actually, yeah. But you know, I saw an advertisement from PSA the other day. Apparently, the Keltec, the P50 they did, where it's the 5.7 handgun they made.
Yep.
It takes what you call it mags. What are they? What mags? The P90 mags. Apparently, it's no longer $1,000. They're trying to sell it for $699 now because
well, there's a lot of 5.7 competition out there. They got to do something, Yeah,
well, there is, and that's why I bought my PSA Rock. And I got to tell you, I shot that at the PSA gathering last year, and I tell you right now, I want to rock. I'll
tell you what I want. You want to talk about rocks, man? I want that Rock Island Armory 5.0. I'm going to be rolling to the range in my 5.0.
I love how the Rock feels in my hand. I'm telling you right now. The 5.7 Rock feels great in my hand. So videos and whatnot coming soon.
Hey, little message out there to New York Outcast. He says 9mm still king of the world. Go watch the FN 910 video. they compare 9 to 10 and they totally rip on the 9mm. It's hilarious. Even though, they sell a ton of 9mm handguns. The video is it's so funny. You guys got to check it out. It's FN's factory video on the 910 or 510. It's coming out.
Ghost Shadow says at Night Strike, what about 30 super carry? It's not an issue. Actually, I do want to get on a tangent on 9mm for a second, okay?
Oh.
Okay. So what is it? 9mm Parabellum. We know where that comes from, right?
Like I don't know the actual origin of that word. I know Parabellum from like John Wick. It's
Well, yes, you also know Parabellum because you Spanish, Travis.
Well, it's more Latin than Spanish.
It's Latin. It is Latin.
Or it means in order to or for, but bellum I really can't tell you.
We've all heard the if you want peace, prepare for war. Correct.
Yes.
Okay, that was by a Roman historian in like the fourth century. Okay.
Yeah, Civis Pacem
a Roman historian, Civis Pacem Parabellum. If you want peace, prepare for war. And basically, that the funny thing is when the Germans, before World War I in like 1901, DWM, the manufacturer for guns for Germany at that time, before World War I, before World War II, they came up with the 9mm Parabellum. And the whole thing was, it was actually a promotional thing to like, it's going to be the caliber that ends war and brings peace. And that was the whole marketing thing.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to go over that because I was reading up on that, and that was pretty interesting. So, man, we got through a ton of articles tonight. I don't know.
A lot of news, a lot of stuff going on out there.
We got through everything, but let me go see what we got left. All right.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it too much, but everybody heard about the backstabbing in Illinois, right?
What happened in Illinois, man? Was this
overnight without telling overnight without telling anyone? They instituted a magazine and assault weapons ban through the House, the Illinois House of Representatives.
Okay.
And it expected to clear the Senate Senate before Wednesday, just so that their anti-gun governor can sign it. So that means that Illinois is going to be instituting a assault weapons ban and magazine ban. Unfortunately, the same thing is happening in Michigan too, but they didn't get it through their House and Senate as fast. They've just introduced it into the Michigan government, and we're seeing where that's going. So, fun times. I don't want to go all over it, but
maybe Springfield Armory will do something to really push for the state. They'll really do something to
maybe Rock River Arms and Springfield Armory will start an advocacy group to combat something like this. Oh wait, they already tried that. Look where that went.
Yep.
Hold on, I got to do the whole awkward thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. That's how that went. All right. Well, for those wondering, it was Illinois House SB 2026 that they passed. I don't know if the other one made it, but it's not good. It's actually pretty bad. So, what else? Honestly, it's almost time to wrap up.
Is it past your bedtime, dude?
No, it's 9:50, Travis.
Oh, there we go.
Did we start late or did we start on time? Or
hey, quick announcement here. I'm just kind of scanning new gun news. This got announced back in November. Hornady is making a subsonic 7.62 by 39. Hornady is actually, we're talking new American manufacturer 7.62 by. Anytime we have American manufacturer 7.62 by 39, I get excited.
I have it on good authority that PSA is almost ready to start making that as well through their ammunition sister company AAC.
So I'm not going to be humble here because I make a lot of predictions that usually come true in the firearms world. I see them showing off a couple boxes of that ammo at SHOT Show, or maybe letting people test it. What do you think? You think they'll have some running ammo out there on range day for people?
Maybe at the gathering.
You show PSA, you show guns functioning with PSA steel case ammo, and say you're going to sell it for like $6.95 a box. You go freaking bonkers for it.
Honestly, Travis,
their supplies of Tula is not going to last forever.
I'll be honest, Travis. If they sell it for anywhere between $6 and $9.99 a box, I'd take it.
Oh yeah. I mean, they could still make money off of it like that. I mean, if Tula, if they were able to sell Tula and Wolf for $4.95 a box at one point, still stay in business, and obviously, I think okay, say if they did 10 would be acceptable. I think once you get above 10, then it's like,
Ghost Shadow says says at Night Strike, I heard that they snuck that bill in attached to an amusement park bill. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. I would not put it past them. Mike Lacuna out there says our friend 2A-EDU posted a video on the possibility of upcoming laws in Michigan earlier today. Yes, I've met 2A-EDU in person. Nothing but good things to say about him. I know some other people I know aren't necessarily fond of him, but again, I have no problems with him. So I think he's a pretty good dude. Stand up. I mean, he doesn't give me any problems, so I don't give him any problems. I try to be, nice to everyone. Sam Anarchy 92 says that Mike McClune, I was referring to your 45 ACP quote. Oh, yeah, yep. It's not a 1911 if it's in 9mm. It's a Star BM. Just saying. Argue with me all you want. I don't care. So, let's honestly, there's nothing else. I mean, why don't we go over this Department of Homeland Security one real quick, because this one is really interesting and it's not that long. All right. All right. Department of Homeland Security failed to process 6.4 million NICS background check criminal disposition requests. Okay. What does this mean? Was we submit the following quotes from the Department of Homeland Security Office of Inspector General report without comment. Note the OIG uncovered missing information going back as far as 1925. The NICS system was established as part of the Brady Act, passed in 1993, and didn't go fully into effect until 1998. But someone who committed a felony in, say, 1953 may be among those whose information hasn't been reported by some part of what now constitutes Department of Homeland Security. Fine. Toss out the, over 10 years column in the OIG's chart above if you want. That still leaves about over 3.6 million failures to report data to the NICS system by Department of Homeland Security components, such as the Coast Guard, Border Patrol, ICE, Citizenship and Immigration Services in the last 10 years alone. Remember this the next time you read anything about private sales, the gun show loophole, or calls for universal background checks. The Department of Homeland Security did not consistently comply with NICS requirements from July 2019 to June 2021. FBI NICS examiners rely on NICS data to determine whether a person is eligible to purchase a firearm. However, DHS components did not submit the data to DOJ. As the United States Code of Federal Regulations require. In particular, the components did not consistently update missing information on dispositions, that is, information on the nature of outcome of criminal proceedings. The components also did not always respond promptly or sufficiently to FBI NICS inquiries. Specifically, Department of Homeland Security components took more than 3 days to respond or were unresponsive to 126, 59% of 214 NICS inquiries. We attribute these issues to the Department of Homeland Security not having a unified policy or plan to ensure the timely updating of dispositions or mechanism to ensure prompt, sufficient responses to inquiries. If NICS examiners did not receive a disposition data to deny or approve a firearm sale within 3 business days, licensed sellers may transfer firearms at their discretion. Therefore, DHS not sending disposition data to NICS and its delayed and insufficient responses to the FBI inquiries create a risk of wrongful firearm transfers. That's why we're saying background checks aren't the answer, because it takes them. They don't even want to do their job. Personal night strike commentary, obviously. Additionally, as the Fixed NICS Act of 2018 requires, Department of Homeland Security submitted semi-annual certifications to Department of Justice consistent with NICS, but at least 2 submitted certifications were inaccurate. Now, this occurred because DHS has no oversight or policy to ensure compliance with NICS reporting requirements. As a result, DHS's inaccurate certifications, DOJ's semi-annual report to Congress on Fixed NICS Act of 2018 compliance was also inaccurate. To validate the FBI's assertion of missing Department of Homeland Security disposition records, we obtained comprehensive data showing all charges attributed to Department of Homeland Security as of January 31st, 2022. Our testing confirmed that cumulatively, DHS has more than 6.4 million charges missing dispositions in NICS. The dates of those charges range from 1925 to 2022. Table 1 shows charges attributed to DHS that do not show final dispositions. And that's from the Department of Homeland Security Office of Inspector General. And that's it. That's it for that. So the DHS isn't submitting proper records to NICS from the years of 1925 to 2022. But here's the thing, okay? And those while those records are important, but the problem is the only records you really want to look at right now are really between, I'm going to say, between 1940 and 2022, because a lot of the people from 1925 or from before the 40s, a lot of them are dying off. They're getting really old. So you might want to look between the 40s and on. Just saying. Anyways, so there's that. Let's see what sweet people are saying out there. Let's see. New York Outcast says hashtag free 1911. Yep, you go get yourself free 1911, New York Outcast. From who are you gonna get it from? No idea. But go get one. Go Shadow says at Night Strike posted a photo of other ammo with an issue. The 3 PMM all fired from the same gun. Can you tell which ones had a problem? All right, let me see this picture. All right. For anyone that wants to know what the picture is, I'm gonna try and screen share it so people can see it. All right. Let's see. There we go. Hopefully it shows up. Okay, from 9mm. All right. The ones that had the problem. Okay. I'm gonna say
It's pretty blurry. Can you fix that?
yes.
I'm seeing it's like super blurry.
I'm gonna fix it. Hold on.
All right.
Let's see. I'm waiting for it to resolve first, so hold on. Give us a second. It takes forever on the YouTube side. I'm telling you, man. There. Okay. Now it's showing up. All right. So he said, which one? Can you tell which ones had problems? I'm going to say the one on the left and the one on the right are the ones that had problems. The one in the middle doesn't look too bad. The one on the right, the primer looks a little bit deeper than it should, and the one on the left, the primer looks off too. Tell me if I'm right. Is it the one on the left and the one on the right, or is it the one in the middle and one on the right? Let me know, Go Shadow. What do you think, Travis?
It's still blurry, dude. It's completely blurry.
No, it's showing up now. Look at it.
No, I'm not. No, it's not on my end. I can show you what I'm seeing if you want to see what I'm seeing. So
yeah, because you can see it on the YouTube side now.
Oh, okay. I'll go to the YouTube side because what I'm seeing is just completely blurry. So
all right, that it might be your end. That's all I can say.
Right, hang on a second here.
I may have to update.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm saying it's the one on the left and the one on the right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Here we go. Let's get to your channel real quick here. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay, so what was the question now? What was it?
He said 2 of these had problems. So which one of these had problems?
I'm gonna say, well, I mean, anything that's got the primer that far off center, especially if it's not showing primer drag, then it's showing that the bullets are just not chambered in the center.
Okay. So
I'm gonna go with the far left round, and then the one in the crap. I don't know. The one in the middle looks about okay. It looks a little bit off, but I'd say that the far right and the far left are the two that are not where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, and that's the funny part because Ghost Shadow just said at Night Strike the 2 on the left were overcharged, totally flattened the primers. One on the right is the good one.
Oh, okay.
Well, then Ghost Shadow.
Oh,
what I'm going to tell you,
I was looking at the impact point of the firing.
What I'm going to tell you is get more of the ones on the right and tell the other 2 to go take a hike. All right, so So let's go over the poll now. Okay, I'm gonna end it in 3, 2, 1. Poll is ended.
Uh-oh.
All right, which caliber is going to be hotter in 2023? 58% said 10 millimeter. 41% said 5.7 by 28. That's the 5.7. And no percent said 224 Valkyrie.
People are probably saying, what's 224 Valkyrie?
Exactly.
I was going to look and see if they even make
that was on such a hype for about a year and a half, and then nothing.
Oh, I know. It was the next.
And then nobody ever talked about it again.
Yeah. Oh, it got pushed on a couple big YouTube channels, and then I think people realized it really wasn't everything. It wasn't everything it was cracked out to be. Yeah. Now you can still get 224 Valkyrie upper over at Bear Creek Arsenal. Low stock. Act now. I guarantee when it's gone, it's going to be gone. They also have a proprietary bolt carrier group you have to buy for it. So they have one upper you can get. So if you're, and it could be a collectible down the road. It could be one of those calibers where 50 years from now, people are like, oh, dude, the 224 Valkyrie was so epic. My grandpappy used to take it out to 1,200 yards, and I want one now. And then you won't be able to find. Well, I don't know if it used 223 brass or not. I think it did. I think it was just cut down a little bit.
That's what I want to know, Mike McClune. He says 10 millimeter won the poll. So how many Fed boys voted? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
No, I think it's High Point fans, man. I think it's people that are all hyped up because High Point's going to be rocking the house.
Yeah. Yep. So Ron says, so if we pick the right one, we win, right? It's like, there's nothing to win, Ron. There's nothing to win. I cannot give away a 1911. I don't have that kind of money. Ron, you don't even give away guns on your YouTube channel.
Where's this whole giving away a 1911 thing coming from, dude?
Ron, I have no idea. But Ron, you've got a bigger YouTube channel than me. Why don't you give away a gun?
Yeah, and I got a bigger one, and I did. So there. Well,
yeah,
with the help of another store, but still, that's not the point. Dang it, we made it happen. We made Night Strike's dreams come true.
You did. I had it for a while. I shot it once or twice, but I didn't keep it.
Yeah. Well, you already had a 1911 in your defense, so it's,
Yeah. So,
yep.
It's just like,
and this one didn't have your DNA all over it, so obviously,
Well, no, I cleaned my DNA off.
Well, you think so, but did it really,
No, I cleaned my DNA off.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
So it went off. So anyways, so let's hold on. Hold on. Get down. We've got a super chat out there from Raw Feeding 101 saying, will 9mm ever be dethroned as the carry round? It's a tough question. That is a tough question. Right now,
the truth is in the numbers. I mean, which one's selling more? Now, granted, you could probably argue that there's more 22 LR sold every year than 9mm, but
yeah. Ghost Shadow, if I gave a gun like that away, people would get angry at me. They would get angry. If anyone wants to know what Ghost Shadow is saying, he says at Night Strike they make a 1911 looking gun that fires 2mm pin fire that you can get for around $60. Yes, but I would get so much flack for that. Anyways, as far as the carry round, I don't think 9mm will get dethroned, but I still carry 357 SIG, though not as often as I used to. I used to carry my 357 SIG all around all the time. But the problem is, ever since I got the PSA dagger and that polymer 80, and then I, did some 3D printing on the side, I've been carrying 9mm more. Quite honestly. I mean, I love my 320, and I'm never getting rid of it. I love my 229. I'm never getting rid of it.
You need to start carrying that 5.7, dude. Make that carry gun.
Well, it's a full size handgun. I mean, come on, man.
And you're a full-size dude. So what, man?
I mean,
do it. Bring it, bro.
Listen to this. I'm going to rack the slide on the 5.7.
Dude, you go appendix carry that bad boy right there. That's what you do.
You hear this?
You walk around with that thing, people be like, hey, is that a 5.7 in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me?
That is totally a 5'7" in my pocket.
No, that's not what you're supposed to say, dude. Don't you know how this works? Oh my God. Really? We'll talk about this later. All right. Not how you're supposed to answer it, but okay.
All right. Anyways, G23 says 9mm equals limp wrists. Yeah. Yep. They're telling Misty to pick her battles. She's not picking her battles. Misty is on track, and she cannot be deterred. So there you go. Ghost Shadow says at Night Strike, those 2 9mm with the totally flattened primers were probably getting close to 3.7 mag velocities. Well, if they were overcharged, then probably I wouldn't argue with that. So with that, we've made the full hour. We have made the full hour.
And then some, dude.
And
we did overtime. You owe me overtime, 9 minutes of overtime. So I'm going to take my break first, then I'm going to clock out, okay?
Ron is like talking about finding out who your friends are. Wow. Ron, I still have your back. I sold you my dagger, so you would have a dagger. And you didn't even tell anybody on your YouTube channel in the video that I'm the one who gave it to you.
Get to the dagger.
I'm the one who sold it to you.
I'm
the one who sold it to you. You didn't even give me the credit for that, man. So I have to insert the Bidenism. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I also have to put this one in too for good measure.
DAFT.
Exactly. And this one.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Exactly. All right. With that, Travis, you got anything going on that you want people to know about? Like maybe a Caliber Corner or
all kinds of stuff. I'll try to be quick here. Check out Caliber Corner podcast that I host Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. I always have a wonderful panel, so make sure you check it out. 8 a.m. Central Time on my YouTube channel, Travis P11. You can find me on various social media platforms. Just type in Travis P11 and you can see where you can find me. Primarily on YouTube, but also on many other places. Going to drop a new video tomorrow for a holster. I'm hoping I can get out to the range this weekend and get a little range time in with my AR. And again, just go check my channel and then look at the video for the logo contest. If you got any artistic skill at all, watch the video, listen to what the event's going to be about, and then hopefully that'll inspire your design. And then you're going to email it to thecalibercorner@gmail.com. And we are going to decide on, Defense Dad and I will decide on the winning logo on February 1st. And we'll have some kind of a cool package we're going to send to the winner. I'm just going to go buy a bunch of fun stuff and send it to them. And then we're going to get stickers made and patches made. And we'll begin the process of planning. Well, we've already got it in the works for Thunder on the Prairie 2023. It's going to be a good time, man.
G23, he just said it was happening this year. You weren't listening.
In fact, I think maybe you might have been the reason why you or Guns and Barbecue is the reason why I mentioned. Yeah, we mentioned it every week on my podcast that it's going to happen. We've been talking about it for probably 3 or 4 weeks now. And it's the first thing we mentioned in the beginning of my episode. We'll say, hey, Thunder on the Prairie is coming up. Make sure you're there. It may not be on the range calendar yet because it's still like over 6 months out, but we'll get it posted. And if you want to come to it, it's $25 a day. It's a 2-day range day that we're going to do. One day is going to be like a shooting event where everybody's going to be shooting whatever they want. We have a good time. We bond, we hang out. And then Sunday is going to be time where you can rent a space on the range and film and shoot. So it's going to be kind of cool, especially if you don't have that kind of access back home.
All right.
That is what we're going to do.
All right. So, right now with that, check that out and check out Caliber Corner and, what's coming up with me. As I said, I'm going to talk with my FFL about possibly doing some reviews, maybe showing some stuff off. I may do that. I'm probably going to get my camera, my cell phone, bring it down, and take some video and recording of that, and probably do a lot of YouTube shorts from that because YouTube Shorts is a thing now, and you tend to get a lot of traction from YouTube Shorts. So I'm going to start doing that too. So YouTube Shorts and some more videos, some more stuff. I'm still probably going to go to the Gathering this year, even though they don't have a media day. They do still have media passes that I can get. So I am going to PSA the Gathering again this year because I was asked if I wanted to go because apparently they liked me. And Yeah, we'll end it here with that. So with that, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for participating this evening, and we hope to see you again. So next week. So with that, I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope this year turns out to be better than than last year. But I'm not gonna hold my breath on that, because we see what's going on. But you all have been patiently waiting for it. So I say this. Shut up, infringed.
Felicia, I still love you. So
And
call me, baby. Call me.
Felicia Navidad.
Felicia Navidad. Felicia Navidad.
Te amo, Felicia.
Shall pee and ditch. Shall not pee and ditch.
And with that, we will see you all next week. Thank you for listening. This was Hit or Miss. How do I turn this damn thing off?
I don't know. You wrote the code for it. You figure it out.
We don't talk about that.
All right.
No code talk.
Yup.
I'm not Native American.
What?
Well, I've got more than Elizabeth Warren has. Let's put it that way.
Okay. I got you.
But I'm not full. Okay.
Yeah.